In our last episode, we sailed from Puerto Escondido to Isla San Francisco. In this episode, we continue south to La Paz on the southern tip of the Baja Peninsula.
Welcome to gntsailing. If you're new here, I'm Gretchen and this is Tim. Together, aboard Felicita, our Catalina 42, we're exploring this beautiful marble we call home. You'll find us this season sailing further south along Mexico's Pacific coast and deeper into the Sea of Cortez. We don't care where we go, we just care that we go, and we're glad you're coming along for the ride.
Mexico is Sexico!
Okay, what is the fishing report? We are headed from San Francisco to Espiritu Santo.
Trying a different purple lure that everybody says is great. We haven't got a hit yet, so I'm going to go back to a cedar plug on the other side, which we had really good luck with last season, so we'll see.
Do you feel optimistic?
Yeah. Somewhat. We'll see. I don't know. Had a rough night last night. Got awakened in the middle of the night with a stupid smoke alarm. False smoke alarm. Got a headache.
I didn't know you had a headache. You didn't tell me because you don't want me to ask you if you want Advil. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I am feeling a little bit bummed that all we seem to be doing is motoring. That's the game here in the Sea of Cortez. There's either too much wind or no wind in the winter. So, it is what it is. But we need to make water, so we're doing that. We're still chasing a leak. I see water pouring from somewhere every time the boat rolls to starboard, so putting the port on the high side. A bunch of water comes rushing down, but we don't really know where the origin of it is.
At least we got a place to look now.
Yeah.
We think it's fresh water.
Yeah, I tasted it, and it's just barely salty. Like it's fresh water just picking up, salty dregs from the boat as it glides down into the bilge. I'm not tasting it from the bilge. It'll be interesting to see. We're running the water maker right now. It'll be interesting to see when we turn the water maker off if that continues to happen on the roll. Because if it doesn't, then that means it has something to do with something with the water maker.
Possibly.
Maybe. And we have a squeaky belt on the engine, and it could be that it's loose and just needs to be tightened, or it could be that the alternator is working really, really hard. Because our batteries were pretty low when we turned the engine on, and then we started running the water maker. So we're asking a lot of the alternator at the moment. So when we turn this water maker off, we'll see what that does to the two little niggling issues of the morning. So we're just arriving at the northern tip of Espiritu Santo. We spent a lot of time in these islands last year, so we're not going to be here very much. A couple nights, and then head to La Paz to do some errands. Hopefully get some sausage from the German sausage lady, and yummy tortillas from Bravo Market, maybe some pork shoulder. We want to do laundry too. See our friend's talisman, have a couple dinners out, and then go look for a weather window to cross to Banderas Bay that is hopefully full of a lot of sailing and not so much motoring.
We got to Caleta Partida and spent a couple of peaceful days and nights on anchor. It was nice to be back in one of our favorite spots from last season.
I never understood a word they said. Kept running in the woods alone instead. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Try to keep it up and standing tall. Why don't you stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Stay.
So that's Isla Partida, and this is Isla Espiritu Santo. There's a little cut right between the two of them right over there.
Stay here with me. I'm trying to make it up for my mistakes. But everywhere I turn, some hearts will break. Something, someone will end up getting hurt again. There's no need to play pretend.
What are you working on?
Making my shelf for that stainless steel thing we had made.
The Anchor Road glove box.
So I made a pattern out of cardboard. And look at how much of this starboard I have to use to get to it. Mm-hmm. So that's only going to leave me this piece right here. I'm pretty much out of starboard.
It is a very blustery return to La Paz today. The wind is right on our nose. It is blowing about 15 knots.
No sun either.
And it's, yeah, cloudy. It's very strange. Ah, the wind is always on the nose every time we're trying to get somewhere. We have an appointment at the fuel dock at 2 p.m., otherwise known as 1400.
In the afternoon.
And 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 1400 p.m. in the afternoon. So we are working our way there. Fortunately, because the wind's out of the south, the sea state's pretty tame. We're going in here till hopefully Saturday afternoon. Gonna have dinner tonight with Talisman. And get some business taken care of. The cone zinc on our prop is no longer there. We just put a new one on 3 weeks ago, so we need to get that dealt with. Have some little bit of provisioning we want to do. I want to go walk on the Malecon and see the Christmas lights. A few things to take care of. Over the summer, Hurricane Norma hit La Paz, and so it's going to be very interesting to see what sort of remaining effects or things that have changed coming into La Paz. One thing that looks like it changed is this thing sticking out of the water over here. Yeah, that's like the bow of a ship. Welcoming committee into La Paz. Thank you, Lil Birdie.
Nosotros esperamos en anclaje hasta el sábado, 2 personas a bordo. Okay, we're good. He knows we're here. Anchorage till Saturday.
Good job. A no drama entry into the Paz, and we have full tanks of fuel, and it's pretty tame in here.
Despite the losses, life goes on, and the sailing community in La Paz continues to thrive. It was great to see the Malecon full of the Christmas spirit.
We joined our friends on Talisman for a walk around town and a delicious Thai dinner.
Come for your gifts and dinner.
I like these. This is cool. Can I have one of these?
Sure. You want one? What else do you want? Merry Christmas. This is your moment. I've had a cocktail. Let her rip.
Well, then,
You can buy anything you want.
then I want a 9.9 Honda.
You need a Tohatsu.
There's not a Honda dealer in La Paz. Sorry.
There's a 15-horse Honda for sale at one of the
Stop
places I've been
talking.
going.
Stop talking.
If you're ever in La Paz and enjoy Thai food, don't pass up your chance to eat at Tiger Club. Just be sure to make a reservation as it's a small space. Happily, it was a calm dinghy ride back to Felicita, who was also sporting holiday vibes. So this morning on the net in La Cruz, there's a guy called Johnny who's looking for a ride across the Sea of Cortez.
Not just a guy, he's an Irish guy.
An Irish guy. And he is looking for a ride, and so we're making sort of a little
Leap of faith.
leap of faith here. Tim's gonna go into coffee and meet him and see if it's a good fit to maybe have him go on our passage from here to Banderas Bay if it works for everybody. So
But of
we weren't
course-
really thinking about taking crew, but,
No, but-
we're happy to
yeah,
if
but-
it works out.
And of course, Gretchen cyberstalked him a little bit already on Insta.
Yeah.
So far so good. He's looking like a
Yeah, he's riding his
nice young
bicycle.
chap.
He's riding his bicycle from Canada to Costa Rica.
Be
So.
nice to have a third person on watch in this long passage.
Yeah. So anyway, Tim's
Some more
gonna go
dude
meet him.
energy on the boat too.
Yay, dude energy.
I was teasing Gretchen a little bit because one of her goals for this season is to have more female energy, which she got when she headed into town with Karen from Talisman.
You can go to the little art shop and the awesome coffee.
And then that evening, Paul and I caught up with the ladies.
This place should not be missed. And you should travel with SB Talisman.
Absolutely.
They know all the good places.
Are you excited?
I am very excited. We haven't gone here since we got here.
Because we've been here, but this is night 3. You've gone 3 nights. No helado.
No, I love it.
She's laughing.
I'm a simple man. Dessert.
What did you get?
1 scoop of chocolate cookie dough and chocolate chip.
We are prepping to leave tomorrow to cross from La Paz to La Cruz, Mexico. So we've got some errands to run today. We're gonna try to find starboard for the cool seat that Tim wants to make for the captain's chair. We're in a very saily place here in La Paz, so it's possible we'll find a chandlery with some starboard. We need to go to Bravo Market and hopefully get some pork shoulder because we've had a hard time finding that. But these markets here are pretty great. We need to go to Chedraui, which is a grocery store, to do a little bit of provisioning. We don't have to do a ton, but we need a few things. And Tim met Johnny. They met yesterday, and Tim explained to him that if we leave tomorrow, we'll be there around on the 26th in the afternoon, which is a day later. It's later than Johnny wanted to be there, but he doesn't have a lot of options. So he was a little bit on the fence on whether or not he wanted to come with us. Maybe he'd get a flight or something, but he texted yesterday and said he would like to join us. So we are gonna have a third person on board for our crossing, which doesn't really make too much of a difference. It'll be nice to have someone along and a pair of extra hands, but we don't really have to do too much extra to get ready to have a third person on board. That'll be kind of fun. Tim, what do you think?
It's going to be interesting. He seems like a nice kid, and hopefully he can stand his watch, and it'll be very helpful.
Yeah. The quest for starboard.
That's awesome that they have it.
The La Paz restaurant tour continues. Today we're going to a French bakery called Three Amigos for apparently amazing Eggs Benedict. What have you ordered?
Well,
Paul on Talisman has already recommended the steakhouse, and he said that the eggs benedict here was so good because it's on a croissant, ham and bacon and cream spinach and hollandaise, perfectly poached eggs. So I'm going with his reco and I'm having that today.
I'm having Le Cheval.
That looks really good. Those are perfect sunny side up. Buen provecho. Paleta de cerdo? 4 pounds, 8 kilos,
So our mission for pork shoulder was successful at Bravo Market. Now we're walking to the Chedraui, which is a supermarket. And we're in a bit of a rush because there is supposed to be sort of this weird heavy wind cold front coming through starting sometime between 12 and 1, which is going to create a lot of wind in the anchorage. So we're trying to get our errands done so that we can get back to the boat before all of that. But we have to go here. We have to go back to the chandlery to pick up the starboard and then back to the marina. So it's a hustle.
We're on a mission.
A lot of walking today, which is good because we've had 3 very rich meals. Delicious. And I got on the scale this morning and I gained 1 La Paz pound. Okay, grocery shopping done. And now in the cab on the way back to the chandlery to get the starboard. Okay, so we've come back to the boat and we have a bit of a situation. We have bees who are like totally working on a hive. And we don't really have any bug spray or anything. Like, they're gonna be so mad when we start destroying their hive. What the f are we supposed to do? Boats, man. All right, I'm gonna go spray these bees with vinegar and a little bit of water. And I hope I don't get stung.
Better you than me, man.
Get ready to have to dive back in there. Whoa!
They're not coming at you.
Oh my god! I don't care if they're not. I don't want to be there.
Well, if they are, you're bringing them right in here.
Well, I don't. Jesus, Tim. So supportive. Okay, they're really pissed now. But they're kind of falling off. Oh my god, that's bananas. So while we wait for the bees to vacate, I'm gonna separate their tortillas. We've learned that if you get homemade, fresh flour tortillas, I don't know if it's the case with corn tortillas, but with flour, you should come right back home and then separate them. So that's what I'm working on right now. If you don't, they just turn into sort of this like pile of mush. The vinegar and water strategy has seemed to work. We have just a few stragglers. Crisis averted. Bee update. They're back. The vinegar and water only worked for a minute. So now we're gonna go back to shore and find some poison to get rid of these bees. I'm sorry, Earth, but we can't have a beehive on our boat. And we tried to humanely encourage them to leave. They didn't.
We ended up using wasp spray, and I don't think we had to harm any of these important creatures. It was a tough ending to a long day.
But then that night, Mother Nature rewarded us. This life can serve you some real curveballs, and then the next moment delight your every sense.
Join us next time as we set sail for Banderas Bay.
If we get joy or sorrow. Stay true to that fire in your heart and your soul. Don't drench your desire in what you can't control. We fly, we fly.